play in the first half. The Wolverines, for the first time today, take the lead. 10-7 over Oregon State. Stay with us. More football coming your way. This is the Michigan IMG Sports Network. You guys just, in the break, couldn't stop patting each other on the back.
Well, except you're in between us. You really are in the way.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind leaving, Jim, John and I will take it from here.
Tell us your connection with Dan and
just from the first time that I came here, Dan was one of those guys that, there's the football guys and then there's the basketball alums. And as soon as I got on campus, I think one of the first times I came up and he almost broke my hand, says, "I'm Dan Dierdorf." And I said, "Yeah, I know who you are."
But his daughter, Katie, played basketball here.
Katie had just got done playing.
Good player.
Yeah.
John BEILEIN, Michigan's head basketball coach, Dan, today received the Bob Frederick Sportsman Award. And nobody deserves it more than you do. The job you've done here in Ann Arbor, congratulations. We're proud and glad to have you as our coach.
Thank you. And they sent me an email about this, and when I first got it, and I said, okay, what other 50 guys got this award? And they said, no, this is either the first one and you're the only one. And then was really, I accepted the award. I'll let you call this play here. So, and the next day, I talked with Bob Frederick's son, and that was when it was riveting, when he ended up saying, my dad valued this so much. This was such a great part of it. He knew who you were. And that's when it really said, this is a name of award of a guy who really has similar values to Michigan values, to my values. That's when it really said, I don't like a lot of trophies. That was special.
110,000 people gave you a wonderful ovation. But in the commercial break, you were talking about the energy.
Oh, yeah.
That it's different.
Big Desmond Morgan from Holland, Michigan, makes the stop.
Well, this is my 9th season of football at being the Michigan basketball coach. And I've been here for virtually every home game unless we were playing away. That was as much energy as I've seen. Maybe the Notre Dame night game might have had similar energy. That energy was electric down there on the field.
They try to use the feet of their quarterback, Seth Collins. And John BEILEIN, that's the way you stop a quarterback draw.
I want Taco Charlton setting some ball screens for me. that guy.
Hey, he is a power forward, but I think power is not the right word.
I walked into to his school recruiting. He had a backpack on and flip-flops. He grabbed a basketball walking in and did a 360 dunk. I said, we got a good football player there.
With 7:36 left to play, 20-7, Michigan has the lead. John, we're so glad that you could stop by. And the thing that's fun about you is I think you and Dan have a relationship together in regards to your St. Louis deal, but you're also a football fan.
I love football.
You can tell just by they make the stop on the quarterback draw. Who's the first guy who says, yeah?
No. I grew up a huge Buffalo Bills fan, being from Buffalo, New York, and looky, here comes Cookie and all that stuff. Dan knows what I'm talking about.
Cookie Gilchrist. You better believe it.
But I love college football. I just love it.
2nd and 2 Wolverines from the 20.
I was just down in Jim Hackett's box, talking to a guy that knows some football, Lloyd Carr. And that's all he could talk about is Davion Smith right now.
Absolutely.
He is getting it done, and he is avoiding blocks. He's doing some great things.
And he's averaging over 5 yards a carry, and that'll win for you.
Wolverines 1st and 10 from their own 48.
See, if I were a football coach, I don't know what the heck a bubble screen is, but I'd be throwing it all the time.
John, is that like you with possession going through 8-9 passes and find the open shot and make one more pass and get a better shot?
Value each possession all the way through.
Right.
We usually lead the conference or close and not turning the ball over.
Hey, John, you want to call one? Come on.
I will
we'll
try.
give you a play-by-play.
I will try one.
John BEILEIN with his audition as a play-by-play voice of Michigan football.
Okay, I'm not sure what formation they're in right now. I don't know that much.
But you got Rudock in the shotgun.
We're in the shotgun. I'm thinking right now this is what I want to do the rest of my life. So
yes.
I want to come up here and be in this audience up here. So if you ever need a threesome, I'm up here.
Believe me, hey,
this
Coach,
is fun now.
There are plenty of people out there in the audience right now that probably would prefer you up here.
I'm sure there are.
I think they like John right where he is.
We want John to stay on the bench for the Michigan basketball team. 34 yards on the kick, no yards on the return. John BEILEIN, thanks for being with us.
Thank you very
much.
What
a delight. You can come up here anytime.
I look forward to road games. Number one, I like to listen to you guys on the radio as opposed to watching it on TV. I grew up listening to baseball on radio, football. Van Miller just passed away. I just love radio broadcasts, and thanks for all you guys do. You guys are a great team.
That's high praise from you indeed. Thanks
John.
Coach.
Thank you.
Everybody kicks in. And skating now, mostly on their own, but we get a couple hours a week. But the energy around campus is unbelievable, and when the football team is winning, it can't be any better than that.
As UNLV gets set to kick off, opening up here the third quarter, Nikolai Bornin will kick it off to Jehu Chesson and Jabril Peppers deep for the Wolverines. And Red, I've always said this about Red, Dan, you can comment on it. I think he's the youngest old guy I've ever met. And I know that's kind of a left-handed compliment, but I think it's a compliment.
So often I feel it. You guys look young. You're doing a great job up here.
Well,
I want to tell the fans, when I watch Michigan football, I listen to the radio. I listen to these two guys and turn the TV volume off.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you. But what I mean by that is you're still coaching a Division I hockey team. There's a lot of effort involved in that. Rudock back to throw. Looks. Throws deep. That ball is caught. What a catch inside the 20 by Darboe. Well, I mean, this is Odell Beckham-like, Dan.
That's exactly what it looks like. He elevates and snags that ball out of the air with his right hand. That is one of the great catches in Michigan football history. I am not falling victim to hyperbole. I'm telling you, that's one of the greatest catches in Michigan history. Extraordinary. And again, you're right, totally disregarded by the BYU defense after that tremendous fake by Jake Rudock.
Kai Nakua makes the stop, but now we're getting a whistle, and they're going to call timeout. BYU will call the timeout after that play. The other thing, Dan, we're seeing, Michigan is using a lot of misdirection.
So far, I like the game plan. It's around the running game. So when there's a fake, it really means something. But that little move by Rudock was classic.
7:27 left to play first quarter. No score, but Michigan's knocking on the door at the 1-yard line of BYU. Stay with us. This is Michigan football on the IMG Sports Network. Michigan has a 7-0 lead with 6:52 left to play here in the first quarter over BYU. That drive went 80 yards, 10 plays, took 4:42 off the clock. But the big play in that drive, Dan Dierdorf, was the circus catch by Amara Darboe on a big play down inside the BYU red zone.
Well, let me tell you something. Just watch SportsCenter all week, and you'll see that catch by Darboe. It was that kind of an effort. Spectacular.
Blake O'Neill with the hold. Kenny Allen with the extra point, and the Wolverines on the 13-yard touchdown pass. Rudock to Chesson take a 7-0 lead over Rutgers with 8:03 left to play here in the first quarter at Michigan Stadium. This is the Michigan IMG Sports Network.